We've now spoke about women trying to fight men a few times on this channel, and a few of the videos have blew up recently. And listen, it's all fun and games when we do these videos, but every now and then we have a serious case on our hands. We're often told that domestic violence is all one-sided and it's all initiated by the men, when we know that's not true. And especially when you're being in a long-term relationship, you can push each other's buttons. It's not always just the man. And recently a story has surfaced within the fitness industry of a girl who's been mentally and physically abusing a boyfriend. The girl's name is Gabby Fortune. She's got a couple 100,000 followers on TikTok, and she's recently been exposed for abusing a boyfriend. The boyfriend's name is Josh Bryant, and he's just spoke about it on his recent podcast.
And bro, I debated talking about this for a long time. And the reason I'm going to talk about this is because, I thought about it, and if the roles were reversed, I'd be in jail or I'd have my career ruined. Yeah. So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to at least just, spit the truth, nothing but the truth. Dude, it's hard, bro. Just going back on, mental health and shit. As a man, you're supposed to kind of just, silence and, shut up. Yeah. You're a man. You say anything, you're a pussy. We ended up breaking up for a couple reasons. We're not even going to get into the cheating, bro. And who it was with, because as you know, that is the most out-of-pocket part about it. I also got rocked, bro. I got schmacked, bro. I've never been in a toxic relationship before, ever. This was the first girl that I let myself fall in love with. The second that I got my ass beat and I got a couple right hooks thrown at me and a busted lip and a kicked down door that next day. Long story short, fellas, if your girl is cracking you, don't put up with that shit. The second that happened, I was out.
Big shout out to Josh Bryant for talking about this so openly. It's just because we don't talk about it, it might seem like it doesn't happen that much, but the more and more lads I speak to as the years pass, the more I realise that these toxic relationships exist, where domestic violence actually goes both ways. I've had a good few relationships, and 2 relationships I had in particular actually turned physical. And I've got to say, this lad said he can take the physical and he'll never hit a woman back, but it's not about that. It's about accountability. If a woman lays hands on you, she needs to understand that there is a potential possibility that it's going to come back to her. Even I've had a few times where women have laid their hands on me, and that's not going to be tolerated in any relationship that I'm in. Ask yourself this question: if this was the other way around, what do you think would have happened to him? He would have been locked up. But I'm telling you right now, some of these gym girls can crack. They might not have the best technique, they might not have the physicality of a man, but this girl looks like she's about 150, 160 pounds, and she looks juiced up. If she winds up on a shot and cracks you in your jaw, it's going to sting a little bit. So it doesn't matter how well you can take it. Stuff like that shouldn't be tolerated. Now, she's saying that he's making all this up. She's also deleting negative comments on a TikTok. But luckily enough, Josh actually took pictures and screenshots to prove it really happened. Check this out.
This is Gabby. Not only is Gabby a domestic abuser, but even worse. When Gabby's ex-boyfriend Josh caught her at a party cheating on him with another woman, Gabby locked them all 3 in the room together and proceeded to make Josh do some things that he made clear he didn't want to do. When he complied, Gabby put her hands on him. When other members of the party heard this, they came in to help Josh. Recently, he has for the first time came out about this publicly, and now Gabby's saying he made the whole thing up. Well, here are all the receipts. Here's Josh's face after she hit him. Here is the door that she broke down the next day to get in the house. And here are the text messages from her admitting to the abuse and saying he didn't deserve what she did to him. Gabby, you can say whatever you want, but here's the proof. Let's let the people decide for themselves.
So there you go, undeniable proof. Now, apart from myself and a couple other creators, I'm not really seeing anyone talk about this. But since the other creators have reacted to this situation, Josh has came out and addressed everything in a video.
So the cat is now fully out the bag. With my ex, I dealt with domestic violence, mental abuse, and cheating. Now, this all went down on New Year's, and I've sat on it for 3 months, making sure that it was something I wanted to talk about. I ended up choosing to finally come out about it on one of my podcasts. If you didn't watch the podcast, what happened in short was I walked in on her with another bitch and, caught her cheating, told her it was done. When this happened, she locked the door and I was essentially made to do something I didn't want to do. The second I did that, she jumped on top of me, started smacking the fuck out of me, busted my lip, and one of the witnesses that were there that night had to bust open the door, get her off of me. I didn't want to have to drop all of this information. I just wanted her held accountable for the domestic violence. But she then reached out to Goob, telling them I was lying, I was full of shit, and after all the shit she did to me, trying to still bring me down. So then I proceeded to send them all the receipts. One of the messages being her mom, who reached out to me, who even knew about the physical and mental abuse that was going on. This is another one of me stating what she did. Absolutely no denial whatsoever. Like I said, I didn't really want it to come from this. I don't want any clout from it or anything like that. But when she's going after me again, I had to show the receipts. And I know there's going to be a lot of people asking me why I didn't defend myself. You try hitting back a bitch that you love. Try doing that. I don't think any sane person can do that. So unless my life was in danger, I'm not throwing hands back. If you ever find yourself in a situation remotely close to this, walk away, never look back.
Now, he said he'll never hit a woman back. I think he needs to change that attitude. I'm speaking completely hypothetically here. But if a woman hits me and lays hands on me, I'm not going to absolutely crack her with a big fat dig. No, because obviously it'd knock her out. But maybe just a little gentle touch, just a little stroke on the face, just to let her know, hey, you cannot lay your hands on someone. We as men understand that if we get out of hand and we step out of line with another man, then it's going to get physical. Women have the privilege of never having to experience that. And if women fight other women, it's just a bunch of hair pulling. No one ever really gets cracked in the face. But the thing is, women know that they can punch a man and they understand that he's got to take it and he can't do anything. I've seen it happen multiple times when I used to work in the bars. A woman would go like that, bang, crack a fella, or even try and punch him, and then he'd smack her back, and then everyone would jump on him. It's like, hang on a sec, he's just reacting. It's a natural reaction no matter who you are. If you slap me in the face, you're getting a dig back, okay? Because it's a natural reaction. I'm a martial artist. It's just a reflex. And then we'll deal with the consequences after the reflexes happened. Miesha Tate, the former MMA fighter, put it perfectly when the whole Dana White slap situation went down, when Dana White slapped his wife. In retaliation to her hitting him, why don't we ever shame women for hitting men though? If you don't condone domestic violence, it should be admonished both ways. Does she mean abolished? I just don't understand why it is not even acknowledged that there is an unrealistic and unfair expectation here. If you don't want to be hit, then don't be hitting for starters. End of story. Now, I know some of you are going to point out the women who are not hitting men and are being abused, and that is the worst of the worst, and in no way do I condone this or any act of domestic violence for that matter, but I do think women also need to be held accountable. If I strike a man or a woman, I am welcoming violence. I have instigated it. In this case, I would fully expect to get hit back. I do not understand why this is acceptable behavior. Now, this is the interesting part right here. If a woman cannot control her emotions and just decides to hit her man, then what in the hell makes you think that he will be able to control his emotions after being hit? Why should a man be expected to control his emotions when she couldn't control hers in the first place? Look, it's never right and it's never okay, but don't instigate it either, or you have to take responsibility for your own actions. Women, please don't hit men. Men, please don't hit women. Now, that's a former world-class UFC fighter who was challenged for the title many times. She believes if women hit men, then you should get a crack. So don't take it up with me, any ladies. You need to speak to Miesha Tate. I'm just agreeing with Miesha. A lot of men have been in abusive relationships, and the reason why it's abusive is because these men feel like they can't do anything back to them. They think I'm meant to just, well, I'm a man, I can easily hurt her, so I've got to just sit back and take this. Now, this is a bit of a serious question. Comment down below if you feel comfortable sharing. Have you ever been in an abusive relationship where the woman has hit you and you felt like you don't want to hit back? Or maybe you lost your cool and you couldn't control your emotions in the same way that she couldn't control hers, and then you retaliated? Or have you ever been on a night out and a woman's felt a bit brave and give you a slap? What sort of situations have you been in that is similar to this? Comment down below. I'd just like to know how popular this is amongst my audience. I'm interested. Right, okay, hit that like button if you don't condone domestic violence. Nice one for all the support. Oh, and by the way, go and check out my music channel. I actually rap and produce music. I have done for the last 18 years, and I'm going to be releasing a lot of new music starting this Friday, so go and check out my channel down below. Okay, nice one, boys. I'll see you all tomorrow.